Hey, okay, so I'm trying to get this new program together of I'm doing this, I'm committed to this. I had considered kind of not doing this as much. It's real important. I've been told by spiritual guides to keep doing this. Um, uh, I'm not trying to make money off of it. I just feel that I feel blessed for the body I have, for the soul life I've had, for the parents I've had, for everything that's happened to me. And so this is my way of simply giving back, of just doing this. And I purposely don't want any, the consultations are gone, everything's gone, no affiliates, no nothing, because I just totally want to be like no obvious preferences to one product or another. You know, it's just, okay, so, Frankincense says to me, how can you possibly know what substance is having which effect on you with all the stuff you take? Love you anyway. Okay, so, my opinion on this is like, hey, I agree with you. Hey, look at it this way. You don't know what you're talking about. You totally know what you're talking about. So here's the deal. In the 5 to 15,000 years of history that we know of, written history about human beings, we haven't figured out shit yet. I mean, we figured out a lot, but we still haven't connected all the dots. So, how can I know what effect is having on something? I don't. I get ideas of stuff. I subtract things out. I try stuff. You know, there's so much going on, and this is why I'm arguing with Dan the Man, is because he's hardcore on this beginning level raw food thing, focusing in on the vegetables more than the fruit, which is great. And this is why I'm on this of saying there's more growing that needs to happen with this level of where he's coming from. And so for me, Durian Rider and that whole crowd, why do I not address them? Because it's straight up fucking comedy, dude. It's just, it's amusing as fuck, and it's stupid. There's no intelligence in there whatsoever. The one thing I'm going to definitely include is a link to a list of nutrients in fruit on this episode. Fruit has nothing in it, mostly. Nothing. Where do we get all that from? And so a lot of these people are doing woo-woo, new age, like, where are we getting what we need from that, from fruit? There's nothing fucking in fruit, for the most part. Helps with digestion, easy to digest, and all that kind of stuff, no doubt about that. But after that, it's just like you're burning alcohol when you could be burning oak. And so Peter Crusettunes talks about the Seventh-day Adventist comment that I made, vegetarianism and all that stuff. And Zach pipes in with another study, and the one I know about that Peter is talking about is the National Geographic study, which involved 3 cultures that regularly have centenarians. That's island outside of Japan, I believe is Okinawa, I may have that name wrong. Island outside of Italy, Sardinia, and Loma Linda, the Seventh-day Adventist. The other 2 places they can definitely put to nutrition. Now, I know from first-hand experience, Seventh-day Adventists are shit fucking vegetarians. They eat tons and tons and tons of white flour, baked goods, all that kind of stuff. Article said that has nothing to do with the way they eat. It has to do with the fact that Seventh-day Adventists are 100% loyal to their Sabbath, which is a Friday night at sundown all the way to Sunday morning. No matter what's going on in the world, if it's an important business deal, if it's a war, if it's whatever, Seventh-day Adventists turn off the world more than 24 hours a day, once a week. And that's what contributes to their longevity. And this is what I was trying to say about considering cultures across the world. There is no one consistent food thing with longevity. And so if we see maybe something like soy in Asia with people and they have longevity, it's got to be one of the other 3 aspects that they're having success with, not the physical. All of us are here together of thinking that the physical is the whole deal. It's not. It's 1/4. It's physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual. So highly likely that me and all the rest of you got the other 3/4. You're not dealing with that. So I'm really working on the emotional, and that's going to be a thing all by itself. Tsunami Machine, thanks for the input on the deer antler. I'm glad to see what you, his preference is dragon herbs. I have heard Truth Calkins, I didn't finish this sentence. He said that he prefers Jing herbs. And I do want to add that Jing herbs is actually not a pure extract, that they actually add Hoshiwu to it for the cooling effect, because deer antler is fire, warming. Hoshiwu is cooling, although warming compared to Romani is 6, but nonetheless it's more of a balanced formula. So that's cool about Jing herbs. And then the New Zealand company, I don't know about either, just because it's simply not reputable, which doesn't mean I'm going to discount them. So thanks for the input, and especially the bit about Drunvalo Melchizedek's Ancient Secret of the Flower of Life. Great book. And the interesting thing is, it's total New Age woo-woo stuff, and it's written by somebody who was actually trained as a mathematician and then had archetype appear to him, a channeling kind of thing with, I think it was archetype that's known as one of the Egyptian gods, Thoth, I think it was, which is also the same entity that Crowley was with his whole important work that he did. Oh, great vids, and from Jerome 2012, great vids, watched all 4 in a row. So the drink that I did was just simply, could be done with anything. The whole point of the pudding, you can make it as a drink or whatever, is taking a shitload of probiotics. And I do want to hand out a warning to any of you that have not played with probiotics. Stay at home the first time you do this, because you don't know what's going to happen. I know I've done this a lot, and I know I'm okay, but you could wind up driving, doing whatever you were going to do, and fucking shit all over yourself. So if you're going to experiment with this, it's just a warning ahead of time. It is powerful. Don't think if you crap like crazy for like a day, don't give up on this, because that's just means that's just exactly what I was talking about. So connect the dots. And I'm going to talk more about this. I really love the whole probiotic thing with all of that. Oh, here it is, 3 Treasure Tonic. I do feel this sort of well-roundedness that I bring into here. I'm not going to talk just about nutrients. I'm going to talk about the things that I love, which is my love of music, the whole crazy artist thing that I have. One of my big beliefs is the only thing that separates us from the animals is our ability to create and to change our environment. So that's a very artist creative thing. So Paul, the 3 Treasure Tonic, says, yeah, man, it's cool and really important to interface different topics in your videos. Expressing personal priority and creativity as a 360-degree holistic outlet is awesome, and how creativity should manifest, in my opinion. Following one path of expression over the long term is limiting and dead and boring for everyone. Keep the inspiration coming. Thank you. I love hearing this, because when I saw that 3rd video, I went, oh my God, this is fucking pretentious. So, Daemona said to me, why are your cheeks red? First off, it's snowing. It's been snowing here, and I'm outside all the time, and when I get, and you can see the red has turned to brown. I don't sunburn. I want to tell you, all of you, that I used to have problems with that until I got into, and I was a raw foodist. Goji berries and a lot of the Chinese herbs keep you from actually having that initial red turn into the bad thing, which is when you shed skin and it's burned, and that's all that. So the red that I had yesterday. Also, I have problems with these glasses. They're really old. I'm getting metal poisoning from them, and I'm getting a new pair of glasses. Spending a lot of money on herbs over the last few years when I should have been replacing these glasses, but okay. So the topic of, Daemona 71, what else did you say? You said, smiling on the inside and finding the universe a big cosmic joke. I love it, but I still smile when I'm seeing people and it makes them happy. I see this like sort of insane smiling that people do as kind of fake. Magazine covers, say cheese, fake. So people smile a lot and it's fake. I have a problem with 3-piece suits too. People who dress in Dockers and all that kind of shit. Something going on there, some kind of illusion. To me, that's just me. I'm not trying to put that out to anybody, but that's how I think. So, the topic, people, politics, belief systems, and all this kind of stuff. I have to talk about I personally find this whole health movement, YouTube thing, people communicating, I find it very puritanical. My exposure to the health food world was sort of very much out of the sort of hippie, post-hippie, commune kind of stuff of the late 70s. There's a lot of the people, and a lot of the initiation of the raw diet was from puritanical people at the turn of the century, from Seventh-day Adventist-oriented people, various mystical Christians, all that kind of stuff. But for me, years and years, a decade or more, I was a solitary raw foodist. I never met anybody that was also a raw foodist, and the first time that I did was when I started following the Grateful Dead again, which I did with some of my hippie cousins. I saw the Grateful Dead a lot in the early days, and in the 90s I started watching them again, and I became very attracted to it because there were a lot of raw foodists, and it would be another 15 years after this that I would actually meet any raw foodists outside of the Grateful Dead. So my thing is just the politics. I have a problem with the fundamentalist sort of beliefs of people that have come in. Dan and some of his people are a bit coming out of a fundamentalist Christian thing of trying to be born again. Dan is actually evolving out of this fundamental sort of fundamental. I don't have a problem with it, but it is fundamental. Like 1 + 1 = 2, A, B, C, D. Fundamental is fundamental. That doesn't mean that it's, you get what I'm saying there? Fundamental is fundamental. So I'm a little bit more on the journey never stops. It's not a list of rules. Oh, so the thing I also got to talk about is that people politics, all this stuff, is the rise in right-wing conservatism, nationalism, elements of hate that are going on. It's always occurred in America. America's never grown up. Europe has grown up. I have a very strong love of Europeans and stuff like that because it's, you know, they've had their dark night of the soul, World War II. So there's a high, like, evolution. And I'm going to talk a bit about this more because one person I want to address is Raw Family, Ka Sundance. I think he's German, at least it sounds like it to me. But the thing that's concerning me is I watch a YouTube channel called Deutscewelleenglish, which is basically what's going on in Europe from the eyes of a European, and it's in English. And an episode really bothered me. I've been seeing in Europe as on the leading edge of the most evolved people of being compassionate, loving, you know, just the whole European Union. Even though a lot of conspiracy people say that the European Union is not a good thing, I don't know. I'm just a loving person. I don't think there should be any borders. I mean, at my root, but then there's all these issues. Rise in right-wing nationalism starting in Europe because of the economy thing, and I just don't get the this sort of hate that goes on. It's happened in California with Mexicans coming in here, and I'm trying to understand this more, but this rise of hate and of people that are like sort of uneducated, poor, of, oh, we don't want those fucking fill in the blank coming in here and taking our jobs away. So I'm putting a link to the rise of nationalism in Europe, which is like, I hope, you know, I hope this cleansing is not something that's going to, where the whole world is going to plunge into this racial hate, nationalism kind of crap. I don't know enough about it to talk about it, but it's like something that kind of bothered me. Because again, I do actually see Germans as one of the most highly evolved, because of everything that happened at this time, a very highly evolved culture with the empathy, the compassion, the wideness of vision, all of that kind of stuff. So the song tip is Won't Get Fooled Again by the Who. I'm including the lyrics because it talks about this sort of yucky cycle that people go in. At the end of the second organ solo, Roger Daltrey says, meet the new boss, same as the old boss. And the other lyric is, I don't know if I'm quoting it quite right. The lyrics are in the D box. The parting on the left is now a parting on the right, meaning that What's left becomes right. You get what I'm saying? Let's not be fools.